Hello, people. Welcome to Our Opinion.
Our opinion. It's our opinion.
So please don't get offended.
Don't get offended. Please don't come on stage and slap the hell out of us.
So today we're going to be talking about, I want to say, leeches.
Leeches.
People that, just feed off of other people and not really help them.
Yeah.
Say there's a lot of people like that in the world.
There are. Sometimes, you could be living right next to them. Or you could be even related to them. Or you could work for them. Or you could be sleeping with them. Or you could be engaged to them. Or they could be your boyfriend, your girlfriend. So today we're going to talk about leeches, in our opinion. So nobody sue our asses.
And here's the thing where, I look at a lot of situations and which people are completely blind to the fact that, it's either like a best friend or a family member or their significant other. And I feel like they should really need to wake up and realize that whoever it is, they're a leech. Like if you live with someone and they're not helping you pay any bills or helping you get groceries, but they expect something from you, I'd say that's a leech.
That's a leech. Not even offering. Okay, they see that the struggle is real. And let's say the struggle is not real. Let's say you are financially capable of not only flying your flight and your destination, but also carrying a few people on your back as well with you. But at the same time, what are you actually developing with that person when you're carrying all the weight yourself? You are actually enabling that person. You are allowing that person not to complete their growth in order for them to become productive persons in society. And then when you are no longer able to have them on your back and they have to fly on their own, guess what they're going to do? The first person they're going to blame is you. Well, you said it was okay. Well, you told me I can stay here. Well, you invited me here. And the next thing you know, they won't be able to keep your name out their mouth. Pun intended.
See, and that's true. And I feel like in a lot of situations, it's usually people that feel bad for the person.
Yep.
Well, I feel bad because this happened and I wasn't there. Or I feel bad that, she went through this or he went through that. You guys got to stop blaming yourselves for something that happened in the past. You guys need to move on from it.
I mean, literally move on. Lot's wife looked back at her past and she turned into a pillar of salt. And they found her in Israel. She's a big old salt lick. No pun intended, but that's just the truth. And if you don't know who Lot's wife is, it's in the Bible, in the book of Genesis. But, moving on, you got to be really, really careful. The Bible says when you open up your hand, don't open up your hand all the way so that your brother can see everything that's in your hand. It's very, very important not to let too many people, especially the wrong people, especially sometimes family members, see what you got going on, especially if you flossing and you showing, this, that, and family is smart, especially if they need something from you. They check that Facebook page. And if they see that you came up, they think they came up right along with you, even though they were nowhere to be found when you came up. When your struggle was real, where were they? When they didn't have it, when they didn't have, honey, you should have caught me on the first. You should have, girl, if you would have called me 3 days ago, I would have had you. But the next time, come on now, come on. Leeches. It's a real epidemic, especially during the pandemic. All the people that you've helped, all the people that you had their back, and they didn't have yours. And the minute, the second, the hour, the day that you needed something, and you didn't even want to ask them. And you tell them straight up, look, honey, I would not ask if I really didn't need it. And then you ask them and they're like, I'm sorry. I got to do this. I got to do that. I'm going out. I'm doing my nails. I'm doing my hair. Oh, I just bought a suit. I just bought this. I bought this. I bought a new hookah pipe or whatever the case may be. Excuses are like buttholes. Everybody has one. I'm just saying. Everybody has an excuse. Do your due diligence and watch out for leeches because they do exist. Like literally. you know?
I just feel like in a lot of cases, the ones that I've seen, it's always like mostly like those people who are always like asking for money. But when you go on their Facebook or you go on the Instagram or even their Snapchat, and they have their hair all nicely, their nails done, and you're like, okay, well, how do you need help? And when I give it to you, you don't spend it on a bill or a mortgage or your rent, or even to buy groceries, but you want to spend it on your nails and hair.
On your nails.
That's not right to me. Because if you're really struggling, you wouldn't get your hair did or you wouldn't, get your nails done. To me, I would pay a bill, right? Like,
yeah. You pay a water bill, a gas bill. And then when my struggle was real and I had to borrow money, which is very, very rare for me to do. But hey, I'm human. I'd be alive before the God if I told you I never had to borrow any money. But when I paid that money back, let's say if I borrowed $20, I paid back $25. Let's say if I borrowed $40, I pay back $45. You have to let the person know that, hey, you know what? You were the only one that had my back, and I appreciate you for doing that. So I'm going to give you a little extra, even though they say, no, girl, don't even worry about it. I got you. Give it to them anyway. You know why? Because they had to sacrifice in order to come up with the money to help you in the first place. Okay? And then don't even let me get started on entitled children. Kids think they're entitled. You guys have to remember, our job as parents is to raise our children to where they can be, productive in today's society. But if you got a 30-year-old living at your house and he causes more stress than being proud of him, or she causes more stress and she want to go out there popping out babies like Cracker Jacks. Oh, well, what about the children? What about the children? She married those kids. You've done your due diligence. You have raised your children, honey. You need to be at the Bahamas. You need to be in Hawaii. You need to be. Do you realize how much money you could have saved had you just said, hell no?
I feel like, especially when it's the elder kids, and here's what I find a lot of times when they always want to blame the parents. Well, I'm like this because of you. I'm like this because of, whatever happened in my past. It's very important. Whatever happened in your past, don't let it be your ending. Because I've seen a lot of people, and there's a lot of grown-ups now, like 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, still living with mama.
Still living with mommy.
And they're like, well, mom, I'm like this because of you. I'm like this. Parents had one job. That was to bring you into this world and raise you until you're 18. Or even the latest 21, right?
21.
From there,
and that's only if you're a student.
Mm-hmm. You're supposed to branch off.
Mm-hmm. And that's only if you're a student. 21, if you're still in school and you're a student. 21. After that, you either going to pay some rent, some electricity, buy some groceries, help me around the house, help me with my garden. You're going to do something. You're going to do something. Otherwise, you're going to get the hell up out of my house.
And here's the thing. And we're not talking about all of them, because family, that's what family does. If you're going through something, then okay, family comes, stays for a little bit, not for the most 2 to 3 months. See if mom needs anything. But now we're not talking about 3 to 4 years.
I want to know when you're moving in and when you're moving the hell out.
Because I think it's good to, when people tell their family members, hey, I'm struggling, I need help. And they're like, okay, well, I'm going to go there for a little bit. But when you start to stay more and more and more, and you're not helping paying any bills, anything, that's when people need to realize, wait, this person came, said they were going to help me. They have not helped me with anything. And now I'm going in, I have more bills to pay, and they're not helping. That's a leech.
Sometimes a need turns into a want. You got to be able to know the difference. Whoever we're talking to, that woman out there that's got those adult kids, and you at home, and you so frustrated that you on the phone talking to your girlfriends about, oh, my daughter this and oh, my daughter that and da-da-da. Now you wrong for that, because you're the one who offered to bring her 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids, 8 kids, a kid to your house. And that she can stay as long as you want to, baby. But now you on the phone talking about her. You wrong for that, ma. You wrong. You should have known that you was just a babysitter, underpaid babysitter too. Oh, but it's my grandbaby. I don't care. Okay, I don't care if it's your grandbaby, and it's not against the kids at all. Let a parent parent. Period. Let a parent parent. She decided to lay down there and have that baby. You let a parent parent. Well, what if they get kicked out in the street? Let a parent parent. Well, they don't have no place to go. Let a parent parent. Well, I'm the only family she got. Let a parent parent. Because guess what? If you get stressed out and you have a heart attack and you die, or you in the hospital, and with the things that's going on in the pandemic, those hospitals ain't trying to open up their doors to let nobody come and visit nobody. Okay? And because you've enabled her so bad, she was never, ever able to rise above her situation. So who does the blame fall on to? You, for enabling her. And I'm not trying to parent bash. Trust me, I'm not. I'm just trying to help you. I want you to understand that your health means everything. If you don't have nothing in this world other than God, you got your health. And if your health deteriorate because you stressed out over your kids and fussing at the dog, biting the cat, and that poison is leaking into your relationship with your boo thing. As much as I know you love your children, husbands, wives, or significant others, sometimes you just got to tell them, you know what, baby, I love you. I will send a check every now, then, and again. But honey, you coming in on this date, you moving out on this date, regardless if you got a place secured or not. Because for the past 3 weeks since you've been here, you've been out partying. I've been stuck with little Johnny. I had to go to work, and I had to let my next door neighbor watch little Johnny, because who gonna keep a roof over our head? You got to go, for real. And if your kids are there, that means serious. You'll know them by their fruit. The minute your kid get there, your kid is looking for a job. Your kid is on the phone. Your kid is waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Mom, I love you. I'm out. If your kid got a job, period. And everybody and their mama is hiring. Everybody is hiring. Okay. There's a lot of fast food places. We ain't getting no endorsements, so I ain't mentioning no names. But there's a lot of fast food places that are hiring. Like literally. So if they say, well, I couldn't get a job, the devil is a liar. Okay, yeah, you can. Okay, I don't want to work at da-da-da. Well, if you're going to have to flip some burgers in order to put food in your baby's mouth, because I've been buying diapers since this child was born, you're going to flip some burgers, period. Recognize a leech.
And here's another thing where I want to speak to you parents about. Do not make the mistake of having a favorite child.
Woo!
Don't do that. Because the child that you put your faith in the most will be the first to let you down. And I'm not saying in all situations, because there are some situations where, a good child comes up and helps their mama. But I'm talking about the other situations. I have known so many people that just tell everyone, oh, well, this child, he's good. And then 10 years later, that child let me down.
That child put your ass in the home real quick.
I'm like, you need to see about people need to understand that every child is different. They have their strengths, they have their weaknesses. And if you compare everyone to that one, you are failing yourself. Because then they're going to throw that in your face. Well, mama compared me to this. She didn't love me like she did that. Please don't do that. Don't have a favorite. Yeah. And if you do, you need to wake up.
Keep that stuff to yourself.
Yeah, don't be bragging to other people, because that information is going to come back to those children.
Mm-hmm. And then when that child finds out that you had that favorite, and the child already know anyway, by the way you treated.
That's true.
And see, that's going to be another thing that we talk about. The way the young kids are having kids very young, and then how they talking down to their children, saying awful things. That's going to be in our next segment. Okay. I was this one time I was at a particular store. We all shop at it. It's our go-to store. It starts with a W. And this young mother, she had to have been about probably 18, 19 years old. And I get it. She was frustrated. But there's just certain things that you don't want to put out in the atmosphere and say to your child. Because when your child get older and those children do grow up, it'll bite you right in the butt. She told her child, if you don't shut the F up, you no good mother effer, I'm going to cut your effing. I looked back at her and she looked at me like what? And I looked at her like, you know what, baby girl? The seeds you sow today will be the ones you reap tomorrow. Bye. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that later, but not right now. Right now, we're talking about leeches. You know, sometimes if you're not careful, you can find yourself in the wrong church. Leeches. Sometimes if you're not careful, you can find yourself in the wrong job. Leeches. Sometimes if you're not careful, you can find yourself catering to a specific neighbor. Leeches. Be careful. Know who those leeches are. Okay? And if you don't have a savings, if you don't have no money saved up, and you robbing Peter to pay Paul, and you don't have it to give anyway, you can honestly tell them, baby, I don't have it. I don't have it. I feel that there's not enough money on this planet to secure financial freedom. But having a little bit over to the side, just in case for a rainy day, because when it rains, your leeches ain't nowhere to be found. Them same leeches that suck you dry are nowhere to be found. And these people done slept in your house. You done took out your children's out of their bedroom to accommodate them. Come on now. Come on.
And here's the thing. And here's the thing that happens in a lot of situations that I find out or I see. Why would you move someone in your house knowing how they are in the first place? And then you want to complain about it later. If you plant an apple tree in your backyard and then you go out in a couple months and you find an apple tree grew, why would you get mad? People, if you know how the person is, don't make the mistake and say, well, I think he can change. No, honey. If you knew him as a leech, he's staying a leech. Mm-hmm. All right? Well, I can change. I can do this. Yeah, but actions are better than words. Okay? If you've had this person in your house, I want to say for 6 months, and they have not shown you anything, any change, any progress, then he's not going to change at all. Or she's not going to change at all. And that's where you guys need to wake up. I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I think I'm speaking to somebody. You need to wake up. And, don't feel bad. Well, I don't know how to tell him this or that. Honey, it's your house.
It's your house.
It's your house.
Okay.
Is his name on the deed? Is her name on the deed?
No.
Wake up and be like, you know what? You need to get out because I've been taking care of you. You invited them to help you, not the other way around.
Not the other way around.
Okay, if they're not paying. And again, not in all situations. Because some family members, they do come, they help you and stuff. But I'm talking about the leeches here.
We're talking about leeches.
Okay. If you know how they are, do not fool yourself. Okay. Do not trick yourself. Do not put that blind over your own eyes. Well, he's going to change. He's going to do this or she's going to change. She's looking for a job. If she doesn't come to you with applications in her hand or he in his hand, and it's been what, 8 months?
8 months. And he said he was going to be gone by 3 months. And he said he was going to get a job in 2 weeks. And he said that he was going to help out in a week.
But he got the new shoes, the new t-shirt, the new everything. Honey, that's
going out with his friends, drinking, won't get up past 12. Okay?
Because look, this is what they're thinking in their head. Why would I give you money if you're paying for everything in the first place?
Paying for everything already. Be careful who you open up your door to. Could be your son, your daughter. Could be your grandchildren. Be careful who you open up your door to, because you may not be able to get their asses out.
See, and sometimes a leech is not always a stranger. Mm-hmm. Family can sometimes treat you worse than a stranger on the streets.
That's why you try not to go into business with them. I'm just saying. Not unless you can trust them. There's a lot of families that go into business together and they're very successful. But there's Pookie. You don't go into business with Pookie. Okay? There's Shaniqua. You don't go into business with Shaniqua. Okay? You don't. And if anybody out there watching this video and your name is Shaniqua and your nickname is Pookie, our disclaimer. Don't get offended. Yeah. We're not talking about you. If you're the total opposite of this video, we're not talking about you. We're talking about leeches. Okay? Blood-sucking, bloodthirsty leeches. Okay? That's what we're talking about. And it just happened to be in the form of people, in the form of human beings,
And here's another thing I want to bring up. Because sometimes it's not only parents who are dealing with the situation. Sometimes it's kids, or children, or whoever. And here's something for the young adults out there. if you have a friend, or it can even be a parent, and this parent has done nothing for you,
Nothing.
has not raised you,
Nope.
has not even kept a phone call, but they want to come to you when you already have your career set, you have your house, and they tell you, you know what, I want to build that bond anymore. You need to make a really drastic decision. Don't let that person in your house. If they really want to build that bond with you, they would meet you at a Starbucks.
At a Starbucks.
Start baby steps.
Start baby steps.
But if they come to you and you're this kid that has not seen your mom or don't even know her, and she said, you know what, can I live in your house? The heck? No.
No.
And this is the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I've had many people, I've seen situations like this. Okay, I've had a friend, her name is, we're going to call her Heather.
Let's call her Heather.
Okay, and if your name's Heather, don't get offended.
Hi, Heather.
Okay, Heather was raised by a single mama.
Heather.
She went to college, graduated, diploma, got her own house. All of a sudden, a daddy that had never came, never did anything for her, says,
Not
hey,
even
honey,
child support.
Can I come live with you? I'll help you. I just need... And Heather was so happy. I don't even know why she was happy, but she was so happy to have her dad at least have interest in her. She let him move in, bought him clothes, groceries, room, bed, bath, you can name it. It was like a mini hotel.
She enabled him.
But there was no bondage. He did not help her with anything. You know, she was crying. And this is what you need to look out for, okay, young adults. You need to open your eyes. Why would you choose a parent who never was there for you over someone who was?
Who was there for you? I mean, the minute something goes wrong and you don't like what mommy is saying, and mommy's been raising you this whole time, and that absent parent is nowhere to be found, or the minute something goes wrong and daddy's been raising you this whole time and something goes wrong, you want to call that absentee parent and say boo-hoo to the absentee parent against the woman who was with you or against the man who did have your back, and then you get on a plane and fly over there to them and found out that the grass was not greener on the other side, and then you try to fly your butt back. Let me tell you something. That's a leech. And you may be too young to understand. You know, I'm not talking about our preteens, because our preteens are still growing. But teenagers, if you are watching this, be careful. You may not be doing this on purpose. You may not. But your mother has sacrificed. Your mother has bent over backwards, probably have not one, but two, but probably even three jobs. As a matter of fact, she's got a million jobs. She's the laundromat. She's the chef. She's the therapist. She's the transporter, because you got to go back and forth to school. Yeah. And she holds down a job. And she's also she wears many hats. Young people, your father wears many hats.
Yeah.
So be careful when you jump on that plane, or I'm leaving. You know.
I'm sorry, but I got the gift of goodbye. You tell me.
I have the gift of goodbye. I love you, and how did Whitney do? I will always love you. Get the hell out. Okay, I will be packing your stuff while I'm singing that song. You would not have the good out of your mouth before you are already packed the hell up out of here. I'm serious, because I can't work in the realm of dysfunction. For real.
I don't understand how people do it.
You want to go to that absent parent? Bye. You go with the love of the Lord, honey. Let the Lord use you, because you won't be abusing me. You can go.
See, and here's the thing where you guys need to understand as well. Once you choose a leech over the person that has been helping you, you can't get that trust back.
You can't get that trust
back. You can't get that trust back.
You stab me in the back? No.
How are you gonna ask for something that was not given to you? Mm-hmm. You need to earn that.
Yep.
And that happens a lot. People say, well, people always say, well, you know, things are going to change. We're going to be good. All of a sudden, when you find out he is a leech or she is a leech, now you want to run back to the person that always had your back.
Like I always say, if someone shows you who they are, believe them. All right, you guys, that's it. So I'll see you guys next time. This is our opinion. Bye.
Goodbye.